All right, let's talk about something that I know has driven pretty much all of us crazy at some point, DNS. Specifically, why does it take so long to update? We're going to dive in and demystify this whole process, and I'll show you how to take back control. You know this message. Oh, yeah. You've just launched a brand new website, you're moving to a new server, and you make that one critical DNS change, and then you see this. It just feels awful, right? Like you've sent your important data off in a message in a bottle, and you just have to hope it gets there eventually. And that's when it starts. The waiting game. You're mashing the refresh button, you're texting your friends in other cities, hey, can you see the new site yet? And you feel completely powerless. You know you made the change correctly, but for some reason, the rest of the internet just hasn't gotten the memo. Well, what if I told you that whole 24 to 48 hour thing is basically a myth? Seriously, what if there was a way to make DNS changes and have them go live, predictably, in just a matter of minutes? See, the secret isn't in some vague, mysterious process that we call propagation. The real key, the one thing that will let you understand and control DNS, is a much simpler concept: caching. So, what is DNS caching? Well, think about it. To make the internet feel fast, it would be really inefficient if every single computer had to ask the original source for an answer every single time. So instead, when your computer asks for the address of, say, example.com, the answer gets stored or cached in a bunch of places along the way. And when I say a bunch of places, I mean it. Your own web browser, Chrome, Firefox, it has a cache. Your operating system, whether it's Windows or macOS, it has one too. Even your little Wi-Fi router at home is caching DNS. And of course, your big internet service provider, like Comcast or Verizon, they have massive DNS caches. It's like this whole stack of temporary memories, all clinging to that old address. So you're probably wondering, how does anything ever get updated then? Well, every single one of those cached records has an expiration date stamped on it. It's called the TTL, which stands for time to live. And it's just a timer. That's all it is, measured in seconds. It tells any cache, hey, you can use this answer for, say, 3,600 seconds. But after that, you've got to throw it out and ask for a fresh copy. And this right here, this is the core idea that changes everything. We have this mental model of propagation as one slow wave spreading out across the entire globe. But that's not what's happening at all. The reality is much simpler. It's thousands of completely separate, independent caches, all with their own timers. And those timers are all expiring at different moments based on when they last looked up the record. That's it. That's the whole mystery of why your friend sees the new site, but you don't. Their cache just expired first. Okay, so if it's really just a bunch of timers, how can we peek behind the curtain and actually see what's going on? Well, let's open up the toolkit. The absolute best tool for this job is a command line utility called dig. Now, don't let command line scare you. It's already built right into macOS and Linux. If you're on Windows, you can use a similar tool called NSLOOKUP or get dig pretty easily. Just think of it as a way to ask DNS servers questions directly, completely bypassing your browser's cache. And when you run it, you'll get back something that looks like this. Now, the IP address on the right, that's the answer, the location of the server. But the real magic is that number on the left, in this case, 3591. That is the remaining TTL. It's a live countdown, telling you exactly how many more seconds your local cache is going to hold onto that answer before it's forced to check for a new one. So here's the ultimate trick. How do you know if your change has actually been saved at the source? You just bypass all the caches and ask the official record keeper directly. First, you use dig to ask for the NS record. That tells you the name of your domain's authoritative name servers. Then you use that little @ symbol to aim your next dig command directly at that server. If that server gives you the new IP address, you're golden. The change is live. Now you just have to wait for everyone else's timers to run out. All right, we get the theory now, right? It's all about caches and timers, and we have the tools to see what's happening. So let's put it all together into an actionable, step-by-step playbook for making lightning-fast, predictable DNS updates. Here it is, the 5-step plan for a perfect, painless DNS change. Step 1, and this is the most important part, before you touch anything else, you log in and you lower the TTL on that record to something really short, like 300 seconds. That's 5 minutes. Step 2, and you absolutely cannot skip this, you wait. You have to wait for the old, long TTL to expire out in the wild. Then, and only then, you make your actual change, like updating the IP address. Step 4, you use that dig trick to verify the change is live at the source. And finally, once you see everything's working, you go back and raise the TTL to a more normal value, like an hour or more. That's the whole dance. Now, I'm going to say this again because it is so, so important. The number one reason this process fails is that people get impatient and they skip step 2. If you lower the TTL and immediately change the IP address, you've accomplished nothing. All those caches out there are still holding onto your old record with its old 24-hour TTL. You've got to give the system time to flush out that old timer first. When you follow that playbook, what you're really doing is telling the internet in advance, hey, listen up, I'm about to change something soon, so I need you to start checking back with me frequently. It flips the script completely. You're no longer waiting, you're directing. So let's just cover a couple of final gotchas to complete this new mindset. You know, sometimes you do everything perfectly. The TTL has expired, you verified the change at the source, but your own computer is still showing you the old site. It's maddening. Almost always, the culprit is one of these 3 things. Your browser itself has a super aggressive cache, your operating system is also caching answers, and the trickiest one is a special file on your machine called a hosts file, which can be used to manually override DNS entirely. If you're stuck, these are the places to look. So what's the big takeaway from all of this? DNS isn't some slow, magical force that we just have to be patient with. Not at all. It's a system, a predictable system of timed caches, and once you understand it, you can control it. So the next time you need to move a site or change a record, you don't have to cross your fingers and hope for the best. You can plan it, you can execute it, and you can verify it, all in a matter of minutes. The only question left is, what are you going to do with all that time you're not spending waiting around?